right, sis, before you jump on this low buy, no buy, under overconsumption bandwagon, let's get some things pretty much out in the open. Before you even do this, I need you to seriously consider about your current financial state. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what this quarter's goals could look like financially. I'm going to share with you the tips that I am going to dive into to have a low buy quarter. Notice I didn't say year. And then we're also going to talk about just some basic things that as you're getting financially healthy this year that you are considering, like an emergency fund. So sit down, get a pen and paper, let's take some notes, and let's really talk about our financial health. The first reason that people usually want to get a grasp of their financial health is because they need to save money. You may be in a financially even stable situation, but when you look at your savings account or you look at the money that you're making versus the money that you're saving, there's something that is off balance and it's just not where you need to be. I always recommend, and I can say this and beat this horse till it's dead, and I tell my kids this all the time, if you can get to a $1,000 emergency fund, $1,000 covers pretty much most minor, borderline major emergencies. Obviously, if you lose your job, $1,000 isn't going to sustain you, but in a situation where you need to get your tires changed, or your car needs to be repaired, or an expense comes up, or you have to fulfill a prescription that's not covered, $1,000 for the most part can cover that. So most people dive into these low spend, no spend scenarios because they want to save money. And that is a completely realistic and healthy reason to do it. The second reason that you wouldn't be embarking on a low spend, no spend January quarter year is because you want to get out of debt. So whether that's credit card debt, consumer debt, you owe someone, a family member debt, it doesn't really matter. It is, you are not even at the point where it's about saving. It's about the point of just financially being at peace and being able not to owe people money. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, it is a powerful feeling when things are paid off. It is a powerful feeling. It's empowering because you have choices, you have opportunities when you don't owe people money. So it is, first, you want to save money. Second, you want to get out of debt. And third, which is my reason, and I think it's a lot of people's reasons, especially in 2025, and that is just overconsumption. Y'all, overconsumption is when you are just spending money for the sake of spending money. And I feel like it's very honest. I have to be very honest with you in this video, is that my reason is the third. I do not need to save money. We have an ample emergency fund. Financially, I'm stable. I am strong. My retirement is good. Now, it wasn't always like that, so definitely go back and check out my other video because I'm not bragging, but trust me, it's been a process to get here. And this is where I'm being just very honest. For Christmas this year, normally we go on vacation. My kids are older, they're grown, so vacation is what we do for Christmas because what am I going to buy you? Everybody has cars and jobs and whatever. And so we didn't go on vacation this year because my husband didn't want to go anyplace because he was just tired. So we were here for Christmas, and so he was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'll let you know." My daughter's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'll let you know." I could not think of anything that anyone could get me for Christmas that either I didn't already have or I hadn't already bought myself. And when I thought about how blessed I was that I could not answer the question about what I want for Christmas, what? We have a lot. We have a lot, and God has blessed us immensely. And so I believe truly, for me, part of my goals for 2025 is to be very mindful of what I'm consuming and think, do I need it? Do I want it? Do I have to have it? And then how I can utilize some of those dollars to help other people that truly do need it. We tithe, and I've been tithing since I've been an adult pretty much. It's one of the core principles that my grandmother ingrained in me. When I think of her and the first life lesson that she taught me, it's tithing. Just give your 10% to God and you figure out what you do with the 90, but if you give your 10% to God, He will bless you and immensely take care of the 90%. That's me. So that's my reason for doing the low spend. So whether you're getting out of debt, you want to be financially stronger, you want to bless other people, doesn't really matter what your motive is. Let's talk about what that's going to look like. So What does that look like for me? Because it's going to look different for you. That's going to be different for me. And I've got my notes here about what I can buy and what I'm not going to buy. So the first thing is, let's talk about identifying your non-negotiables that you must have. Look, deprivation is a fast forward to non-commitment. Let me say it again. Deprivation is a fast forward to non-commitment. When we deprive ourselves to the point where we're miserable, we don't stay committed to whatever it is. Whether that's food and a diet, whether that's participating in an activity that you love and you don't do it. Like, when you deprive yourself in the long run, you're not likely to stick with it. So these are things that I absolutely will continue to purchase and continue to have access to. I will continue to invest in how I physically look and feel. So I will continue to get my hair done. I will continue to get my nails done. I will continue to get my brows waxed or arched or threaded or whatever it is I do. I just feel like in a overconsumption atmosphere, if I'm going to reduce what I'm spending as far as shopping and running around and doing this and doing that, I still need to feel good about what I look like. And I'm not one of those people, y'all, that is a home maintenance hair nail person. I'm not one that is good at doing my own nails. I'm not good at doing my hair. I can if I need to, but I don't want to. And so those are the things. Basic hygiene and household essentials. So obviously the things that we need for the home, we will continue to buy. I don't need 7 different bath soaps to shower. So I said essentials. The other thing is obviously your regular bills and utilities. That should go without saying. And then all of our groceries and fresh food. Those things, whatever we're currently doing, is not changing. So that will continue to look the way that it's looking. So what am I going to avoid? And I think it is critical that you sit down and identify, okay, what are my non-negotiables that I must have? Then what's the next bucket? The things that I absolutely know that I could absolutely avoid. So for me, it's going to be Amazon for non-essential. So if it's not something that I'm ordering like laundry detergent or dishwashing liquid for the house, I'm not using Amazon. Takeout and dining out. I gotta take a sip of water on that one. And I'll talk about this in a little bit about what that's gonna look like. Any kind of new clothes. I literally cleaned out my closet this past weekend, and I was like, I found so much stuff in my closet either I haven't worn and God knows what, and I don't need any new clothes. This next one, home decor. Any kind of home decor, seasonal decor. I love to change my house for the seasons, but quite honestly, especially coming off Christmas, I don't need any new seasonal decor. When spring rolls around, I have decorations from last spring. Entertainment subscriptions. I also recently went through all of our subscriptions: Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Music, Amazon Prime. And I asked my kids, I was like, what do y'all even use? Now, of course, they were like, we use everything. No, you don't. So I was like, okay, tell me what the things are that we absolutely use. So obviously we use Apple Music. We use Amazon Prime. I mean, we use, my daughter would literally combust if I got rid of Netflix. And I'm not doing those things because, once again, deprivation. But I also found out that we have Pandora subscription, we have Amazon Music subscription, we have Apple Music subscription. We don't need all of that. So I was able to kind of get rid of a couple of things that we don't need. And then electronics. So my last little itch that I had to scratch was I wanted some new headphones. I have the Bose Quiet Comforts 2s from like 7 years ago that absolutely work absolutely fine still, and they are amazing, but just aesthetically I wanted to upgrade, and that was my Christmas gift to me. Did not need it, but I was like, okay, what's this last big thing that I feel like I need if I know I'm not going to purchase? So what is this going to look like for as far as being successful? So I think the first thing is you have to identify what you value. I know for me that I'm somebody that values experiences over things. The older I get, the more obviously I'm aware of time. When my mother passed away a couple of years ago, it really made it super crystal clear for me that, you know, not everybody's always going to be here. So experiences are so much more important. So when I think about how can I embark on a low spend quarter without overspending or unnecessarily spending and thinking about experiences, I've identified some experiences I want to participate in that I think are pretty financially, fiscally responsible. The first one is, I'm not per se a cook, but I love baking. So I want to try some new recipes. I want to try some new just culinary experiences in my home. The other thing is I love working out. I think you guys watch this channel. I love my Peloton tread. all of the resources, but I would like to go outside more and just kind of experience, there's a lot of places in this area I can go hike, or I can experience just being outdoors. I've been walking and running outside recently because number one, I'm on break and so I can, but just being back outside in nature has been really nice. And so neither one of those experiences are experiences that need to cost money, and they're free. Next thing is identifying the inventory that you currently have. As I said, I went through my closet and I went through everything that I had in my closet, everything that I had under my bathroom cabinets, the amount of lotions, body oils, perfumes, spa treatments. Y'all, I could smell like a different fragrance probably for 25 days in a row if I wanted to. And I just couldn't believe, even though I know these things are here and I grab them all the time, how many options were available for me. You might be surprised like I did on what I found. I'm somebody that if there's a really good sale, I will double up on things that I know are my staples. But like I was like, okay, I need to make a list of the things I need to go buy before January so that I'm not tempted to go buy them. Y'all, almost every single thing that I wrote down on the list when I cleaned out my bathroom cabinets, I already had one like as a backup. And I was just like, bro, are you kidding me? And then I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about overconsumption. The other thing is, I think that you need to use up your existing products. And so I know that many of you, if you're watching these types of videos, you've seen them talk about Operation Pan or hitting the pan on a product. I think that that has some warranted advice. I don't need another makeup palette. I don't need another red lipstick. I don't need another anything. And so just rotating the products that you have. So the last couple of days when I was cleaning out my cabinet, I found some palettes that I bought like, God knows when. And I was like, oh, I loved this palette. And so I actually used one today for my eyeshadow. And then I was like, I could use this palette for probably all of 2025 and still not hit pan. And so I think what I'm going to do is just rotate. Like a week, I'm going to use this palette. Next week, I'm going to use that palette instead of like whatever it is that I feel like. And then I'm just going to constantly rotate. Makeup, absolutely not. Like if there's one thing for damn sure I'm not buying this year, it is anything makeup related. Most people are going to utilize eating out or over spending money at restaurants as something for a low buy. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think me primarily low buy kicks in for just the convenience. It's not necessarily that I'm somebody that just likes to eat out. It's just the convenience of it. I'm pretty good at meal prepping, so I don't usually have that problem like for breakfast or lunch. It's usually dinner. Like if I get home late, my husband gets home late, nobody wants to cook dinner. The other thing I will say for me, this is not going to be overly difficult for the month of January because every January my church embarks on a fast. We're actually getting ready to start one Monday. And that's going to be for a week with the church, and then my husband and I continue for 2 more weeks. And so we do the Daniel fast. But I do think that if you do embark on it, I definitely think for me, when I think low spend, I think, okay, we might eat out once a week. We go on date night every single Friday, like clockwork. So I could see us still doing that. I'm be lying if I sat here and told you I'm never going to go out and eat at a restaurant. That's just not going to happen. Well, a lot of you love Starbucks. I'm not a big Starbucks person or a big, pay for coffee person because I do a lot of that here. But that's just some things that you need to be utilizing and looking at. So next one is unsubscribe from all your promotional emails, delete apps that you know are spending. Like because I have been off of work and we haven't gone anywhere for vacation, on the first I was like scrolling through my phone and I was on TikTok and there was like all these things were popping up that I was like, oh, I promise you if I was not doing a low buy, I just would have put those in my cart and I would have gladly purchased them. Because the dangerous thing about people when you overconsume is that most of us are not overconsuming. Like we're not going out and buying $1,200 wallets and, $4,000, necklaces every weekend. Overconsumption happens when you're purchasing that $7.99 lipstick, that $12.99 lotion, that $16.99 body scrub. And those little tiny things add up. And because they are not expensive, you can afford them. Like a Target run is a perfect example. I go to Trader Joe's, then I go to Target, and I cannot tell you how many times I have walked into Target and walked out with a new lipstick or a new body scrub or a new soap, and I already have like a million of them at home. So just being very mindful of that too as well. And at the end, I think you should reward yourself. So my goals are to have a low spend quarter. So that's from January all the way to April or March 30th. All of my goals are always set for 90 days. I'm a quarterly planner person. And so that is my goal, is to see how well I can do this. So I will definitely be checking back with you all to kind of keep you updated. I am curious if any of you are considering doing a low spend or no spend. And if you are, what are the things that you are absolutely not going to be buying during this time, and how you're going to get more fiscally responsible. So that is just my tips for a low buy. You are going to come along with me. I will be giving you updates probably bi-weekly about where I am and how it's going, along with my other goals. And always remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you later.